Hey, how's it going? Today is day 84 of my 100-day inspiration challenge. And have you ever gone to bed and you are feeling so excited, you're so inspired, and then you wake up the next morning and you feel like crap? Maybe you didn't get a good night's sleep, or maybe you're just feeling a little bit off. Or maybe this happens to you midday, or maybe it's a couple of days and you're just not quite sure what's going on, but you don't feel like yourself, or you don't feel like your best self. And all of that inspiration that you had, you're like, what is happening? What's going on? So I like to call this a funk. And I think that we all go through it, no matter how successful you are in life or how modest you are in life. I think that we all go through these different periods and these different times of funk. And so I wanted to talk about 4 tips to help get you out of a funk, because the quicker that you can go from funk to unfunk, the better life you will have and the more happy you will be. So, the first thing is just, this is not even one of the tips, but acknowledging that you're in a funk and having the awareness to know that maybe you're off a little bit. And like I said, this happens to everybody. And part of the reason is because life is full of ebbs and flows. So there are ups and downs. And just as much as you feel happiness and success, sometimes you feel down and you feel uncertainty. And that is just a part of life. So having that awareness that you are in that stage and embracing it and knowing that on the other side, things are going to get better. I know for me, when I go through these different or difficult times, I have started to pay attention to the pattern, and I have started to realize that on the other side is huge transformation. So during it, I always feel uncertain and I always question, am I losing my inspiration? Am I losing my motivation? But because I have paid attention to the pattern, I now realize, okay, I just have to go through this and get to the other side, and then I will level up and I will be a better version of myself. So paying attention to what your funk looks like and what the patterns are going to be helpful for you. So the first thing, if you are feeling a funk on a certain day, the first thing that you can do, that I would encourage you to do, is to drink lots of water. So it might just be that you are dehydrated. And if your cells are dehydrated, then that is going to affect your whole body. You're going to not feel good. You're going to feel tired. You might have headaches. You might be foggy. You might not be able to focus. So there are so many different things that come from being dehydrated. And in general, I don't think that people drink enough water. And a lot of us drink a lot of coffee to give us energy, but really it can sometimes deplete us because it depletes our cells' energy and it depletes our hydration. So you have to be really careful. If you do drink coffee, make sure you are drinking extra water. And even if you don't drink coffee, drink more than you want to. Sometimes it's uncomfortable because you'll have to go to the bathroom more, but that is your body releasing those toxins. So if you are feeling a little bit funky, a little bit off, the first thing that you can do that's super simple is to drink a lot of water. Fuel your body. The second thing that you can do immediately and easily is focus on gratitude. Focus on the things around you that you can be grateful for. Make a list and try to see the world and what's in front of you with new eyes. Try to not take those things for granted. It's very easy for us to take our surroundings for granted because, in our home, we see these things every single day, or our relationships, we deal with those people every single day. But try to go deeper and really focus on the gift that comes from the things that are in front of you. So those are the first 2 things, and those are the 2 most simple things. And so the good news is those are more simple. The bad news is sometimes if you are in a deep funk, those 2 might not work. And so there are a couple of other things that you might have to do. Now you got to request backup, you got to put on your armor, and you got to go to work after that funk. So you've drinking water, you have practiced gratitude, and you're still feeling it. You're still not in the right headspace. Again, you have to honor where you are, and it might not dissipate in an hour. So I'm just giving you tips, but if those first 2 didn't work, you just have to honor where you are. But here are 2 more tips that I think will really, truly help you any given situation, anytime you are in a funk. So the third thing is to move your body, and either whether it is get up and dance and have some fun and celebrate, or go on a workout, or go outside, go on a walk, get outside in nature, move your body, change your physical state, and that will help change your funk. That will help change your attitude. It is so crazy, especially when you're in a funk. You don't want to move. You just want to sit in it sometimes. But this is so effective. And you have to challenge yourself to do the work, to do the hard thing, and really commit to going all in the workout or the dance, whatever it is, to get out of your funk. So if you're just going to dance, put on some of your favorite music and dance for 10 minutes all in, balls to the walls, as hard as you can. I promise you, you will feel better. The fourth thing that I think is hugely important is sometimes we can get in the habit of focusing so much on ourselves. And the more that we focus on our problems and the more that we focus on feeling down and negative, it doesn't serve us and it doesn't help us. So I think something that is really helpful is to get away from yourself. And whether it is calling a loved one or a friend, but the key thing is not talking about your funk. If you're going to call a loved one or a friend, pouring into that person and making the conversation about them and focusing on how great they are. So really focusing on giving to someone else. So pouring into somebody and telling them how amazing they are, or what a great person they are, or whatever you believe to be true about that person, but taking the attention off of yourself and putting it onto someone else. Another example of something you could do in this fourth tip is to volunteer or to serve. Again, it's taking the attention off yourself, off your pain, off your funk, off your misery, and focusing on other people and those around you, focusing on what you can give and how you can serve. And just the act of serving or complimenting someone else or being kind to another person will instantly make you feel better, because that relationship element is so important. We feed off of each other's energy. If you pour into somebody, they're going to receive that and they're going to pour back into you. So it is a cycle of positive energy. So you can push that onto someone else and then you can receive it back from them as well. So those are the 4 tips to help you get out of any funk that you might be in. So the first one is to drink water more than you might be comfortable with. The second one is to practice gratitude. The third one is to move your body, dance it out, do a workout, go on a walk. And the fourth one is to focus on others, focus on serving, focus on giving. Thank you so much for showing up with me. Keep showing up for yourself regardless of where you are. If you do, there's nowhere that you can go but up. If you would like to dive deeper with me, you can head over to showuptogoup.com. I'll see you tomorrow.